Welcome to the Sparky Coach podcast. This platform was built by Sparkies for Sparkies. We simply exist to make business owners more profitable, or businesses more profitable and more predictable. So we want to work with people that work hard because we love working hard too, that work smart because you got to be on top of the business, people that are kind because no one likes a dickhead. Am I right? People who want results because that's what we're here for, right? And people who want to be part of a like-minded community. So if you're interested in hearing more about the platform, please reach out and enjoy the podcast.
A Sparky Coach podcast, lounge room sessions. Got a Q&A session today. We've got a few of the, star pupils. Is that too kind of a compliment, the star pupils? Nah, so we got Hib here from Hib Electrical down in Tassie. We got Josey from Bremner Electrical down in Vic. And then we got Hoops, SBH Electrical in Melbourne as well. So welcome along, boys. Thanks very much for coming. We're live on the Goldie for our live event for March 2026. So got a few of the boys in the background here chilling, having a good time. So we're doing a bit of a Q&A session. So all the attendees of the live event have sort of thrown in a few questions to ask the boys around their different experiences and thoughts and opinions. So some of these will be directed at you. I'll sort of just run it all for you and direct the questions to you. It's a bit of a lucky dip. It's a bit like a swingers party, allegedly. Never been to one, but I've heard they're a lot of fun. So let's make this pod a lot of fun, hey? All right, so we'll probably throw this out to Josey first. So it's in the resi build space. So did you chase clients or did they chase you? And if either way, just elaborate on that. How do you get them to chase you?
I really don't feel like we get chased now at all. I think early days we got into that space definitely through just organically, like we'd work for, Bill and Bob, and then their brother was a builder, and then we'd start working for them, and then their cousin was a builder, and then just works like that. Mates from cricket when I was younger, being builders and stuff like that. I feel like definitely the more we do, I feel like we're more like respected and well known, but I don't really think in that space they don't really chase you at all. Not that I've experienced. I don't know whether you boys are any different, but
no,
unless maybe you're Tom Ryan and people chase you everywhere. But I haven't personally experienced that.
No, I haven't experienced that either. I think in my biggest builder, I've still got him now. He come about because when I built my house, I got quotes from some builders. So all the ones that I outreach to, I just sent them from my professional email that I just started working for myself. He actually held on to that email for 2 years until he got the shits with his electrician, contacted me and was like, "You're in, come and look at these jobs." And I did. And he's like, quote all of these 4 next projects for me. And he's like, if you beat him, they're yours, because he's just too unreliable. We got him, and then he was really well known. So he's had a building industry for with 15, anywhere between sort of 10 to 15 blokes for 18 years or something. So then when we got him, builders, as Josey said, never chased us, but it just put us a bit more on the map. So then when I actually called them and outreach, a lot of my builders have come from just a phone conversation, an introduction, and it never comes overnight. It'll be 6 or 12 months time. Their electrician will let them down. Maybe they'll retire, and then they'll go, "Hey, I saved your number. I've got this job coming up. Come do my work," and actually know these other guys that you work for. So all of them have been generally like that. Never will they ever chase you.
Be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think they probably, most builders are like, you work for them, and if not, they'll just find someone else. I think that'll do the job anyway. So yeah.
Yeah. Have you chased builders yourself?
Actively
do it?
100%.
Yeah. And how do you go about it?
Oh, it's persistence, a long time. Even I was telling a couple of the boys today, we just got 5 contracts this morning sent through for schools, for the Victorian government's doing all new school stuff. And this builder, we've been tendering, I've been talking to him for probably 18 months. And it's just going, to the point I was like, look, I don't know how many tenders I got in me. But yeah,
one more.
Yeah, literally one more. So yeah, I feel like that's been a pretty consistent theme. Unless you get a really hot lead from a You know, what we've had before, which is a pretty easy kill, is like a PM will leave a builder and move to a new builder and be like, look, these guys are grouse. Like, get them to quote it. That's usually a pretty good in. But again, that's just from time doing the right thing and being fair and stuff like that, I suppose, doing a good job. I still, but yes, I chase, like, I've gone previously, like, written 20 builders down in a spreadsheet of, like, who I'd like to work for and, like, send them a message or started following them or send them an email. But that cold stuff is pretty hard. But I've done it, yeah.
I reckon in, like, my instance, it was, like, the phone call and you've got to make it. Like, builders don't want to hear from your admin chick like, you know, you've got to make it as the boss. Like, you know, hey, mate, like, blah, blah, blah. You can talk tradie lingo. They might go, he sounds good on the phone and, like, save it. But I was actually chatting to Crowe. I had a few builders I'd done quotes for like, both of them for, like, 12 months. And I got a little bit, like, Josey and was like, I don't know if I want to keep doing their quotes anymore. They're pissing me off. So I actually went for a meeting with both and I was like, look, you need the booking. Do you want me to keep doing your quotes? And I'm like, yeah, you're real close. And I was like, because I'm about to stop doing them. So we need to book in a meeting. I booked in a meeting and they were like, you're only a fraction over, but there's just, like, no loyalty with them. It always goes out to 3 contractors and it's the best. And I was like, you're only a fraction over. I was like, right, I'll cut the next one down a little bit and we'll see where it lands. And they're like the next 3 quotes and that, like, both builders, like, I just gone for an open, honest, like, conversation and bang, purchase order, purchase order, purchase order. So, like, from those 2 builders meetings, 2 more building companies and, like, 4 homes. And that was, like, a couple months ago. So, yeah, that was the one instance where I was like, I'm either going to stop doing their quotes, but maybe I'll go for an honest conversation with them first and put it all on the table. And now, like, it's all good now. We'll see how they are to work with. But yeah, I had to cut a little bit down. But to be sort of competitive, and some of them do, like, volume builds. It was worth sort of taking on to see how it goes.
Yeah.
One other quick thing on that too, I reckon that conversation's probably not a bad idea because from the builder's perspective, if you've been quoting work and you're pretty competitive, they don't want to lose you quoting their work to then have to find another Sparky who is going to quote their staff, be competitive, do a proper tender. So they might go, look, we'll give them a couple of jobs just so we don't have to try and find someone. Like, if they're going to stop quoting our work, like, we better give the dog a bone maybe.
Yeah.
So, and then once you're in, you're in. You know, like, you only need to do one.
Yeah. No, nice. You got any thoughts, Hoops, on that?
I hate working with builders.
Perfect. I love it.
Don't have one good thing to say.
All right, so we're gonna
Don't chase.
we'll cut that out of the pod. All right, we'll edit that. So what's the time? It's 5:15. All right, so I'll go with this one, Hoops, because I know you are always after it. How are you travelling with finding new/good staff?
I lucked out early.
Yep.
And sort of went anywhere I could within my circles to get, whether it was a mate or a mate of a mate.
Mm-hmm.
Footy clubs were particularly good. And then once that was burnt out, I was reluctant to go past that, and it probably stalled me for a good 6 months. And then chatting with Crowe over a bit of time, Seek was the only way to go. But we've got a pretty good system and I guess it's a little test, I suppose, of 6 questions that we just get them to answer truthfully, and we just make an assessment from there as to whether that's over the phone. And then we know whether they're going to be a pretty good fit or not based on more so the person they are rather than the work they put out. And then that can get a bit funny once they're in the door, and their work experience or how they work might not be great, but if they're good people, you can generally work with that. Yep. So that's a big thing for us.
Yeah, nice. And so you obviously exhausting your network, so to speak, to get the staff that you're after in that space. How are you finding it now with new staff coming on? Do you find your vetting process that you have in place is good enough and tight enough that you're actually getting the results that you're looking for when you actually bring them on board?
Yeah. We found that they're really good guys, like
Perfect.
Good guys. They've got experience, whether it's not exactly what we do, but part of, and we can slowly nurse them into other things that we do that they haven't done, but it also opens doors with guys they've worked with and guys they recommend, which that's the way the conversations are going now. So
yeah, so you're looking for recommendations within your own
yeah
staff. Had you know anyone to come in?
Yeah, we just had to open the door a little bit further than my network. So works really well, and everyone likes coming to work with good people, so that makes it easy.
Perfect. Hib, how you going with finding new and good
Yeah, my best come from not being advertised, I think. Like Sparky's no Sparky. So when I put a job ad up, I'll let it know to the staff, especially like my gun staff, their mates, if they're a gun, gonna know a gun, you know, whether you can get him out of wherever he is, then. But I'll incentivize them like, look, you'll get a $500 bonus if they pass their probation period. Generally, all my good guys have come. My best guys have all come from not being advertised. They've just been poached through word of mouth. Probably a bit harsh to say, but it just has to happen in business. But yeah, so there's a few companies there's a few companies in my area that are very cut around our line of work, or the boss is retired now, but he was a very hard man. So you know, if he did 5 years with him, that guy's going to be a weapon. Quality. So out of those couple companies, there's like a few where we're going like, we know they're guys and we're like, what's going to get you to come over? But out of both of those companies, I've took probably 2 each. So their boss with me. I'm not the most popular with them, but it is what it is. But yeah, there's in another instance, like we have had a few good ones come through Seek that have moved to Tassie. So there's one this year, and there was a guy we thought would make it that come through a mate. And he just, because we are so diverse, they might be good at one thing that we do, but then can't hack it at something else. So, and us rotate our guys around so they can't all just work on projects. Like he was a very project-orientated guy, but couldn't do service and maintenance. And eventually we just sort of shook hands and he left. But then I put a job ad up on Seek, and within a week there's a guy that had just moved down, and he come from literally like my company in Queensland. He's fit straight in and he knows everything. So it couldn't have been like a better fit. It was just the fact that he'd relocated. He'd been looking for a job on Seek, and I was like, I have to be quick on this because he's going to be unemployed. He's going to want money. And it just hired him straight away. So it couldn't have worked out any better. But yeah, it depends. I've had bad things from Seek and that too, but you just your vetting process in the interview stage has to be pretty tight. And I think me and Sam, both my ops manager, normally do the interview too. So we'll sit there and we'll both like, what was your gut feel? And we'll just both like, now we're like pretty picky. Or there's certain companies that I've worked at. I think the last job ad I'd interviewed one, and then I filed 5 tradesmen's resumes away and didn't even call them, because if they've worked at a certain company, if they don't have the line of work or the background we like, then I already know what they're going to be like. So I've employed enough bad ones to know now.
Been through the ringer a few times.
Yeah.
Nah, beauty. And Josey, what are your sort of thoughts around the finding staff?
Well, yeah, we've never put a CCAT up or anything like that.
Beautiful.
Everything's just been through like mates with the guys who worked there already, or my old boss, he shut his company down a couple of years after I left, and I took a couple of his blokes, and subbies who've been subbies, and then they become full-time staff, and apprentices we've trained from scratch. So no, I've never gone on Seek or anything.
Yes, very organic.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Everything seems to be like that, right? Yeah. Mr. Organic. That's why I smell so bad.
No preservatives here. What just shoot from the hip, anyone. What are a couple of the vetting questions or vetting processes that you have in place, if you're happy to share any sort of questions or any sort of ways or tricks that you go about it?
We always ask, how do you give us an example of what went wrong and how you handled it? Mm-hmm. You'd be surprised how many turn around and say, nothing ever goes. It always goes to plan.
Red flag.
You're done. That one's a good one.
I'm more just straight to the point with them, because we are we might be doing a rewire, we might be lifting Betty's roof and iron to bloody do this and that, and wire stuff before solar goes in. It could be anything. They could be out there doing solar, carrying solar up on extension ladders. So we're just really open and honest in the interview and transparency. This is what you're doing, and it's not for everyone. So can you hack it, sort of thing? And some will say yes, but you know on that answer normally, when they answer, you're just like, Yeah, you're just like, you're not going to make it. I'm not going to waste my time.
Answer with conviction.
Yeah,
Which is like,
exactly.
yeah, right.
But then you can already tell normally when they walk in, like, whether they're going to sort of be good at it or not.
The sort of way
whether
they're carrying
up for it.
themselves.
Yeah, definitely. If they're confident with everything, like an attitude where they can sort of take on anything, then you know that on site, like a headache's not going to be an issue. They can sort of adapt around it and problem solve on their feet. Because a lot of resi work is a lot of problem solving a lot of the time. So don't get a set of plans that just is follows.
This is how it's wired in 1989.
Exactly. Yeah.
You also mentioned the bloke who moved down there. He was obviously coming from interstate, and you sort of got to strike while the iron's hot.
Yeah.
Have you learnt that the hard way through sort of
Missing
opportunities, like sort of pissing around sort of thing of like, you're good. Oh, hang on, I'm going to go out on the weekend, sort of thing. I'll make a decision next week.
Yeah.
As opposed to
I learned that early on in business, which served me ages. So my first ever tradie that I was going to hire, I missed out. He was moving from Queensland and he was coached at the coaching company I was actually from. And the guys that taught him actually have a really, really successful business. And he was operated off the exact same model that my business was built as well. And I was like, he would have just slot straight in. It would have been no training. I already knew how to use SimPro. And I hesitated. And within the week or so, I'd finally made up my mind. He'd already got a job elsewhere. And I ended up hiring an average tradie after that. And I was like, God, that guy would have helped me build the business so much quicker. And then from that point, it was I'll make decisions like that now. And I've always been like that now. Never look back. If I'm going to do something, I'll just do it straight away and I'll deal with the rest later. Yeah.
What do you reckon the hesitation was?
Just that first tradie, the fear, the confidence, and just that. That wasn't part of a coaching group I was now, where I could call yourself or Crowley and be like. That I know that I could send you a message or hey, can you give me a call when you're available this hour? Make that decision real quick. Yeah. I was just didn't really have that support or knowledge on what I was to give me the confidence to pull the trigger. And then when I finally decided, it was sort of too late. So anyway, that first one was a good miss, I think, because it set me up to make decisions very quickly on my feet for the rest of the business. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. I like that. All right, so. Hoops, I'll go to hear this one with you. Did you have anxiety around growth? And please elaborate on your reason why or why not.
Anxiety, probably not. I've been very conscious of having a good work-life balance from the get-go. And the only reason I'd be hesitant would be how it was going to impact my week. So if I was already doing a 40-hour week, how do I minimize that then to spend more time to chase work? Or my thought process is probably slightly different, not so much anxiety. I was definitely hesitant at times for those reasons. And then other ones are, I've been pretty lucky. I've been with Crowie pretty much the whole time since I started. So I've been across my numbers. So any financial decisions, I've known exactly where I've sat or how much it was going to cost me. It was just that, how much time it was going to cost me was probably the hesitation rather than, not so much anxiety. But again, similar to Hib, I'll probably learnt the hard way too, hesitating. And then you sort of just dick around for 6 months and then you're like, I should have just pulled the trigger. But anyway.
Live and learn.
Yeah.
Hib or Josey, did any anxiety around growth or any, holdbacks around growth?
It's good. Nah, not really as well. I didn't really. I probably never planned on the business even growing to the size it is now either, though.
No plan's the best plan.
Yeah, when you do your REC or whatever, your contractors you got to write what your goals are.
Yeah,
I think it was to have one A grade and one apprentice or something like that, and that was so far fetched at the time. I was like, "There's no way that'll ever happen." So no, not really. It's just kind of as it's happened. It's just felt right and just kept happening.
Yeah, no, I didn't really have a heap of anxiety around it either. I think I just said the same. I just wanted to, when I left my employer, I was like, I just want enough work for full time, just me. And then shit got hectic, and I was like, how do I not do 60-hour weeks? Like, like this is nuts. It just went.
That was that's a bit of a driving force. Though.
Yeah, I was like
what you're saying.
Yeah.
Work life. It's
Yeah.
like, well, I can't keep doing this forever.
Nah, I'm very I am a yes man. I'm not a no man. So it's very uncomfortable for me to say no to work on the phone. So I just take it on and work more. So I built my business very quickly. Like I was booked out from like week 1 nearly because I was like, yep, I'll do it. Yep, I'll do it. Like it just kept rolling like that. And quickly I was just like, how do I not do this anymore? Like I was trying to get my life back. And then I think as I got to 3 or 4, I was like, this isn't still not getting my life back. And I got to 5 or 6 and I was like, I'm getting a bit back, but not as much as I thought I was going to. And it was just like, I'll just keep going until it's like, now freedom's the outcome I'm going for. Like maybe I'll just, I've definitely got it back now. But I was just like, I'll just keep cruising until I decide it's enough, So I've never had a end goal of going, I want this many people. I think now I know that I want to cap it though. I don't want to go to 30 blokes or anything like that. I just need more office management, more staff, and more another 5 years of hurt that I probably don't want to necessarily need to put myself through.
Oh, that's good. I like that. Hoops, this is a big one for you. Tips on gaining or finding commercial clients.
A lot of ours has been organic. It's like sign writing on vans. We've picked up a couple from that just being in the area. And then referrals, we do a lot of apartments, and it's like from one set of apartments to the other through like OC management groups and things like that. Another good one is just having that resi background of doing a small job for someone that lives in an apartment that's on the committee, and then they put your name up and you mightn't hear anything for a little while, but then point something, it's pretty similar to the builder conversation. You just don't have to deal with a builder.
Yeah. Is that do you put that also down to time in the game as well?
Yeah,
Obviously,
definitely. Yeah. Well, for probably the first 2 or 3 years, we didn't really have any commercial clients at all.
All B2C.
Yeah. And it's just naturally turned it like heavily the other way.
Yeah. And
it's been great. Yeah.
Nice. Josey, I know you've got to do a bit of construction in the sort of light commercial space. Did that just happen organically for you, or did you like chase it down, or did it like a diversification of your existing client base?
Yeah, I think like we keep saying like organically and naturally and stuff like that, and it's probably really frustrating if like somebody wants like, this is how you do
They
it.
want
you know
an
what I mean?
answer, mate.
But I feel like it honestly feels like just a lot of little things just like avalanching over time.
Yeah.
Like just more time in the game, doing all the little stuff, like following up builders, having your sign writing, having a social media presence, having a capability statement, having all this like small little 1% shit that like it seems like it's organic, but it's actually like little improvements constantly that then make you stand out. You're remembered. You didn't go away. You didn't give up. You kept quoting. Now you're like, oh, saw another one of the vans. You send them through better stuff. Your website gets better. Like it seems like organic, but it's not through like inaction. Like it's just lots of small actions. That's what I felt anyway.
Doing all the small things really, really well.
Yeah, such an annoying answer. Like, just give me a pill to get like heaps of sick builders or commercial clients. I was like, I don't think that happens.
Yeah.
I don't know anyone it's happened to anyway.
No. I think
Not unless like their dad's like, the CEO of West Farms or something. But like, that's not me. So.
Hoops. No, I'll go Hibs. Hibby. Do you ever doubt your ability?
As a sparky or a businessman? Both. Neither, but we are quite diverse. So I'm not a solar and battery man, so I wouldn't be taking on. I just send the experts I employ to go sort that stuff out, But as a businessman, no, I don't think so. I always know, like, shit can hit the fan any day. I'm still going to pull my boots on. I'm going to go sort it out. Like, it's just that's the attitude you got to have, and I think it served me this far, and I won't be getting rid of it anytime soon. Nah, so I feel like, and what I see a lot of people like, and what we watch today on like Michael Jordan, like they just like, you think you failed. And so it's like, I don't know how many times in business I tried to go a certain direction, was like, failed. Oh, we'll go this way then. I'll just do this then. Like, your pathway is always changing. You can still move forward. Like, you know, as Hoops just said then, like, he's come from like mum and dad work and gone into commercial, and it's probably something like he didn't know that was going to happen. But as it starts to happen, he's like, oh, this is the pathway we're going down now. Like, you just need to be versatile to be able to change to the direction you need to go. If you were sort of stubborn and going like, no, I'm doing this. Like, I had a chat to Heath before, and he's like, last time I spoke to him, he had a heap of project work on. And he's like, oh, that's dried up, so we're doing a lot of like this stuff now. So he's versatile to change. Like, if you're like, no, we're not doing that work and we're just going to do projects, well, you'd probably have to sack 2 or 3 of his blokes, you know, like you just got to go where the business needs you to go.
Do you reckon that is something that's just inbuilt in you with the, you know, not doubting yourself or like not?
Nah, it's something I've worked on heaps over time. Everyone's got that doubt to start with, hence why I didn't hire that guy. Yeah, so it's just and then like one of my cards was like discipline. You know, I think the more you keep your promises to yourself, and it's not just in business. It's like, I'm going to wake up at this time and I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to go for a run and I'm going to do this. Even like if that stuff sucks and you wake up, like don't hit snooze. Like, I just get out of bed. Like, you know, I go do what I said I was going to. Yeah. And if you do that before work, when you sit down to, like, everyone thinks I love Crowy's spreadsheet because I'm disciplined with it, but I actually don't want to sit in front of a computer. Like, I can't, like, but I sit there and I put every invoice in because
you're so good on a computer.
Yeah. I sit there and put every invoice in because I know I need to do it. Yeah. Like, so once you've done that all morning, you've exercised, you've done what you need to do, and you just flow that through. I swear, from the Monday to Friday, it becomes just Monday, and you do what you need to. On the weekends, I used to get pretty loose and just have fun, and all that would go out the window. But
different type of discipline.
Yeah. But that's essentially. I hope I've answered your question.
No, 100%. Hoops, do you ever doubt your ability, either as a businessman or a Sparky?
I don't recall. It's more knowledge is power, so it's just upskill. If you weren't sure, just figure it out. And if there was someone better, figure out why they're better or ask them just straight up. And then it sort of removes that doubt. It probably goes back to that anxiety one. It's just probably not.
No, fair, cool. Josey?
I think there's definitely times when I doubt my ability, but I probably believe more strongly than my doubt that I'll be able to work it out. Like, so I might be like, oh shit, I don't know if I'm very good at doing this, but I back that I feel like I'll be able to work it out, or get in contact with someone who'll be able to help me work it out, or find an avenue to making it all good. But not necessarily know it straight off the bat or anything like that, but I feel like I'll be able to find a way for a solution.
Yep. I feel like when you're running a profitable business, like if you're not the expert, you've got the money to pay the expert to come in and sort it out, you know, or like to help you out. So there's people that I know in every area of my industry that I'm like, well, I'm no expert at this, but I'm going to give him a call, and I know if the job comes through, I'm going to pay him to go do it or sub him in to help us, or, you know, like, so if you're running a profitable business, you just have that ability to flex and bring in experts from all different areas.
Probably the willingness to know that you're not the expert at probably anything. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Surround yourself with good people.
Yeah.
Makes things easier. All right. So, Josey, do you ever get nervous with bigger or larger contracts? And I'm assuming that's in both the job size and in the dollar value.
Yeah. I feel like I used to get really nervous about the dollar value more so than the deliverable. Like, I felt like, I'd be able to work out a solution for delivering it. Mm-hmm. But I suppose part of coming on the program and doing that stuff is now really knowing for certain, like, that the financial aspect of it's going to be okay. Like, if it's X amount of dollars, it's a big project and we've gone through and we've worked it out properly. Like, I feel very comfortable that I'm not going to fuck myself over or anything like that.
Yeah. And that's because the process that you've got in place to the quoting process? So
So
you're checking it, you're going through it.
Exactly, yeah. So a mixture of...
Cross your T's.
Exactly. A mixture of, like, recently we used SBH Electrical, which was fantastic for that as well. But then in the change to Simpro and Ground Plan, like, having all the pre-builds and everything done and built properly, and then being able to put it through the quote tracker, go through, take a bit of time. Even like I bounced one off Crowley after that. It was a pretty big job, like 17 apartments or whatever, pretty high end ones, and work that we haven't done lots of it before. So I was like, I feel like this is good, but like let's just go through some stuff. And there was a few things we bounced it off. So being able to have that sounding board, I was like, sweet. If I submit it, we're sweet. Like, and also because it was for a new builder and stuff, we wanted to kind of manipulate the margin a little bit to try and do the work, but not take it too far so it's irresponsible or not profitable. Yeah. I think having that knowledge and education around your actual numbers, and the more time you spent understanding your business, how well you guys work and stuff, you can have that confidence too. Yeah. But no, not really. I get excited. Like, it excites me when we get a big job. I'm like, fuck yeah! I don't get. We actually a little derail. Yeah, we bought a gong. Me and Trump's bought a gong and we put it in the office. Every time we win a job, we fucking bang the gong. So good. So no, I don't get scared. I get G'd up. Yeah.
Hoops? Any? Because obviously in the commercial, I guess facility space, obviously doing some projects and things like that, it can get a little bit contractual.
Yeah.
With that sort of thing. How do you find that, and how do you navigate that space?
If it's a new space, probably. I think if it's like. If you think about dollar figure, if it's a dollar figure you haven't been to before, I naturally think, oh shit, haven't been here before. Like, and then it's same as Joe's, like you go through all the numbers, gives you the confidence to know that you are in the right spot, you're going in the right direction. If you have to tweak it, you know why. So it sort of removes all that initial thought pretty quickly. And I think it's the same as everything. You just do your due diligence to make sure you've got the right people in the right spot. And it's all system based then. You don't have to worry about the feelings or thoughts that you get about it.
Yeah. And then with the quoting on that side of things, do you have like double, triple checks and stuff like that around the process around getting the price together?
Yeah. So I'll put it all together through SimPro, same as pre-builds, everything. SimPro will give me a fair indication of what's going on. And then through spreadsheets and whatnot, you can pretty much definitively tell that, all right, if this goes pear-shaped to this level, we're still covered to this much, or if this goes really well, we're looking around here, so we probably can trim back a bit. Usually you've got a fair idea with the client too.
Yeah, what factors are at play with them? Like, are they a basket case, or are they a well-oiled machine?
And if it's a building we've not worked on before, then you've got to probably have the conversation that we will probably be higher because we're not familiar with the building, which opens another conversation to be like, hey, we've got maintenance here. Do you want to have a look that way?
Yeah. Go Hib.
No, we don't do a heap in that space. We do like smaller commercial stuff, which is fine, but always I've been confident in quoting it, but just like literally cross-referencing every stage of the project with material and labour, and then, but most of the ones that we've shot have been for like loyal customers, so I wasn't screwing down on margin to try and win the job. We sort of had I was quoting a lot of this stuff last year, like I dedicated a fair bit of time to it. And then being Crow sort of sat down, I was just like, well, you've already got 15 to 16, like you're going to have to employ another. Like, this is a whole nother avenue that we're going to need to branch into now. I'm talking like more staff, more this, more that. It's like, we're better off just doubling down with what we're doing at the moment and knuckling down in that area. We've got a warehouse job on at the moment, which is sweet, but that's an existing client that's been with us for years, and it's like, we're fitting this warehouse, will you do it? And it's like, yep, sweet. He's like, just give us an estimate and come in and smack it, and the boys have been there doing that. So,
what a dream job.
But yeah, we do a lot of that. Like, that's where we get our sort of commercial stuff. It's just for existing clients who want to work with us on a unique outcome. Like, I think later this year we'll have an off-grid whiskey distillery that we're doing, so very unique in it itself, like cool sort of intricate project, but yeah.
Spoke. Nice, I like that. All right, so probably we'll be able to get an answer on this one. Staff in management positions, do you have them on a salary?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sweet. Because I've
got Sam.
Essentially runs the solar division, so to speak,
Yeah,
the service.
yep. And then so he started as like operations manager, and then now as we do vision and sort of starting to tier the company a little bit, he's more solar batteries. But yeah, if the solar and batteries are quiet, he'll still take like the mum and dad ducted quotes and things. Like he's not going to load my day up. He's got his set quoting days and set like office time. So he takes as much capacity as he can in there, because solar and batteries have been really heavy. I've had to sort of lighten the load on him with the electrical side of things, which is where Jesse's stepping into now. Jesse's paid hourly still because he's on the tools 4 days a week, but he's took a quoting day on Wednesdays just to lighten Sam's load so he can fit more solar and battery quotes in. But yes, Jesse would, if he fully goes in the office a bit, then he can't probably be on an hourly rate in there. Just it wouldn't work out. You know, like Sam puts in some big days sometimes. He gets the perks of like, we got sold that many sort of SIG energy batteries that we got like a heap of free batteries, and he's just going, he's like, can I have them? I was like, yeah, chuck them on your house.
Yeah.
So he's just, like, God. And then he's got the rebates for that, which I transferred in the cash that come through. I was like, well, that's your rebate. Like you have that for the batteries and things
We'll
like
beep that out for the ATO.
Yeah. But yeah, when you're in management, you get like, you new cars, your bells and whistles, plus the salary. So, but yeah, you're expected if you need to work till 5 or 6 if you have to. Yeah.
Josey?
Well, no. But so like same thing, like always happy to work late, start early, whatever. But we just do like time and lieu.
Yeah,
Whatever
okay.
hours, like if he does like a big day or whatever, just cruise it and shit like that. And then also like it kind of just works out in the wash as well, like there's some days where, we're grouse and having fun and doing all that. And there's some days where it's not so grouse and we've got to get into it. So it's a pretty good, like open, trusting relationship there. So there's definitely times where he's like working late. I'm like, what are you doing, man? Like, he's like, oh, I just need to get this done. I'm like, you're the bomb. Yeah.
I'm going home.
Yeah.
Get done. Nice. This is signed A Curious Cat. Yeah, I think we're playing furries, but that's all right. I've just started real estate maintenance. This is for Hoops. Why did Crowie say it's rare to see it work profitably in the spreadsheet? And then what do you do down in Melbourne that makes it work?
It can be severely taxing admin-wise. If you don't have a good admin system and the price is built to cover your non-billable admin, you just lose money straight away. No point doing it. So if you don't know your numbers, I wouldn't do it. I would figure out your numbers, and then you know what to price as well. If you're going in and you're doing downlights at $30 a pop, because you might get 3 or 4 of them a day, and then you're paying your admin $35 an hour. She's booking them in. It takes her 5 hours because the tenant won't pick up. Like it's pretty hard to nail. I got very lucky with the admin I first started with. She had a good industry knowledge and had done a bit of real estate work in the past as well. So lucked out there. But that main thing is knowing your numbers, because it's going to be a tough slog if you don't know your numbers and you're just doing 10 to 12 jobs a day and paying someone that you can't charge out.
Yeah, and so did you learn the hard way? Or did you learn?
I learned on the fly with Crowie pretty much. I remember we sat down a few hours we spent on it, figuring out how many jobs a day we'd have to do to cover what we were charging at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And then with an admin, that changed it to X figure. And then if we put our prices up to here, we'd be running at 20%. If we put our prices up another 10%, we get to 23, 24%, and then it's pretty viable. And then obviously you go in, if you're doing a house of downlights, just smash it out. Your efficiencies are through the roof. So you get those perks as well.
Is there an element, do you feel the volume needs to be there for real estate to make it work? So like you can't just be having 1 to 5 jobs a week sort of thing. You need to be getting some consistent flow, or is it not so much about the amount of work that you're getting, It's more about knowing how to price it correctly.
I think knowing how to price it, because if your quality of work's good
Yeah.
and your prices are right for both the real estate and yourself, then you're naturally going to go from 1 to 5 jobs to 10 to 15, and then it's just going to keep snowballing
pretty quickly.
Yeah. And then if you're confident, next time an agent rings you or someone reaches out, you're straight into it. You know exactly what you're in for. Got your process, off you go.
And then with real estates, do you feel like it's really important to communicate the pricing as early as possible?
Yeah.
And communicate costs associated with it to avoid blowback?
A lot of you can get a bit of kickback, but a lot of it's got like, we've got a set price, $300. You go over that, it's got to be quoted. So depending on what it is, we generally get photos from tenants, as much info out of the tenants as
So
we
your
can.
admin does the legwork to get information.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then we know pretty quickly whether it's going to be over that. So we don't go there, realize it's, we've wasted half an hour driving there, 15 minutes on site. And then, we vet all that early.
Yeah.
Then we know. Avoid that blowback as much as possible.
Yeah, nice. Cool. I like that. Josey, how do you go about hiring? You've already answered that question. You are just a electrical lord. Yeah, sort of just wing it. Hib, how do you integrate ops management while managing billables?
Oh, right. Yeah. So I think I spoke with Crow about this in my one of the pods. It's not going to float the boat. Like, it's not going to balance out in your spreadsheet. You're just going to have to bite the bullet at different times of business to grow and go, hey, I've got to take this guy off the tools. Profit's going to come down. How quick can I teach him without making him extremely stressed and want to quit anyway? And like balance this out over like a period of time where he can now step up, take the reins, and then you hire your couple staff member because you've built the foundations there now. And that's when the money comes. Like, I feel like people are very wired to getting things now, but not making the sacrifice and getting it in a year or two's time. And just with the growth of business, sometimes you got to make bleed a little bit now to get a little bit back later. So I lost a fair dip in profit when I was training Sam there for a while too. Yeah.
But you've got it back now.
Definitely got it back
because you got your time back as well.
Yeah.
So
And the life.
Yeah, I think the
help as well,
life.
yeah.
If you think about it, if you're like, I don't think about money. Money's not an objective for me. Like, time is I see time as currency, So, like, having an operations manager, without it, you can never get your time back. Like, only hiring electricians can only get you so far. Like, more and more of them are going to create more operations for you. So, yeah, Sam buys me was like time and flexibility. Like, without him, I wouldn't be here now. So.
This goes to anyone. How do you handle negative self-talk? Or do you have it? Or are we just fucking machines? Who just
Nah, we all got it, I reckon, like a human being. Good diet, exercise. Yeah, keeping those like promises you've made to yourself and actually fulfilling them. Yeah, that's how I do it.
Jose?
I feel like generally I'm usually pretty positive with myself and externally, but I think if I am feeling a bit shit, feeling down or whatever, starting to feel negative, I just kind of like fake it till I make it. Like, I'll just like, like seriously, like you just have a bit of a laugh, do something stupid, like, and all of a sudden you feel better.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. It works for me. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Hoops? What about negative self-talk, if you get it at all?
I make sure I don't make any decisions if I'm in that mindset, if I'm packing the shits, or just take time to navigate a solution, I suppose. Bit the same as Joe's, just maybe bullshit my way through as well.
Nice texture. Nice. All right, so this will be probably a really good one. Josey, I'll start with you and we'll work our way down the table. What was your hardest time in business and why?
Ooh. Oh, I think it's all hard. The hardest.
Last 8 years.
I think there's different levels of challenging.
Yep.
I honestly think, though, the hardest part for me was like 3 to 4 employees.
Yep.
Because, like, there's not enough turnover or money for you to take yourself off the tools. Like, you still need to work. Well, I did anyway. Yep. And then I really didn't feel like there was enough like money to be able to pay like an admin or anything like that either. So, or like someone to definitely like an operations manager or anything like that. So it was like work heaps during the day, like go help. You got to set up the guys because there's only a few of them. Then you got to work yourself. Then you got to come home and or make sure they've all got enough work, and then you've got enough work. That for me, that was the hardest.
Because you're basically a billable resource still.
Yeah, you are like
so you're on the
100%.
tools.
Yeah.
You're the boss. You're project manager. You're the estimator. So you've got 8 different hats that you're wearing at any one time.
Yeah, but probably on reflection, like me being like that probably stunted the growth of the business though. Like if I had have been less, let's say, of a tight ass and been more willing to like part with some of those things and get someone to help me, get an admin earlier. Oh, cheers, bro. Thank you. The old Heineken Zero, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah, so probably if I had have been more open to getting help earlier, it wouldn't have been so hard.
What do you reckon? What was the factor in that? Do you feel ignorance or like not knowing?
No, I don't think not. Maybe like a bit of a preconceived idea that like working hard, like your thing today about like I'll just dig my way out of this problem.
Like harder.
Yeah. And you know, it's a kind of a value that I hold pretty highly, like to work hard. And so I was like, I'll work my way out of this. Like I'll just keep working harder. But me and Crowe have spoke at length about this, like about the journey that life and business and everything's gone on, and that if I was to do it again, I'll definitely like still work hard, but 100% work smarter. And I've just had to learn that like the hard way.
Yeah.
Like, but it was hard. It was definitely hard. But I think if you can realize that, it'll make your life a lot easier.
Nice, Hib.
Yeah, same size. So like 3 to 4. And then when I was first got coaching in a 12-week like short course, I remember I was only like 12 months in. I was like, I get my long service in 2023 and I'm backpacking Europe for 6 months. And they're like, what the hell? This is a crazy goal. Like they didn't say that, but everyone's goals are realistic. And I had to pull off like having to grow the business enough to achieve that in like 12 to 18 months time, whatever it was. And then when I left, we were about that 3 to 4.
Did you do
it? So, yeah, I did it. Yeah.
That's sick.
So it was, yeah, when I'm going to go, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Whatever the cost.
There was no business when he came back.
Yeah. So there was like we're in that 3 to 4 range. Sam was on the tools. I was on the tools heavily. Like I was ops, admin, bloody on the tools like full time. And I'd work till like 9 o'clock, like every night, most nights, like just invoicing, quotes, like emails, like every missed calls, just sorting it all out. And we grew pretty quickly, but then I got so sort of over it and like burnt out. I got to the point where I was like, like Sam, and at this stage, I paid him a percentage of the profit to handle the business while I was away. Because at that time, he sort of subbed to me and was like, I reckon when you get back, I wouldn't mind doing my own thing. I was like, here's a good test. Take the phone. So he was like, yeah, sweet, I'll do everything. I showed him how to do emails, and then we spent a week together. And then I literally like the week, I stepped back for like a week or 2 before I left and just like let him go. And he's like, dude, I can't do it. This is like, can I swear? This is fuck. Like, he's like, this is so bad. He's just like, I can't. How did you do all this? Like, you're a machine. Like, you know, I was just like, he's like, you're going to need like a full-time admin or something. I was like, I didn't really at that point, but we're like, we'll develop into it. And I was like, my flight's booked to Europe. So I'm not making this work. So I hired my first admin full-time straight off the back of that. And then, got off a plane, and we got on a plane and went to Europe for 6 months. But I just worked sort of 10 to 15 hours a week, like invoicing in between, and kind of just disconnected from it and let Sam do his thing. And then I reckon like towards the end, we had like a few staff leave. We were hiring the wrong people because I wasn't actually on the ground, like interviewing them. And then when I come back, there was like a fair bit of shit to sort out. And that's when I sort of, not long after that, I jumped in with Crowley and was sort of like, I got it back to like in 12 months time to like a pretty good thing, and we grew and but I had to shell a few bad stuff, get a few good ones in, and then the following year we did all right, but still probably 13-15% sort of profit margin, but we're still sort of like growing, getting work cars all out at that time. And then I remember I went traveling again for like 2 or 3 months. So I did it again. I didn't learn my lesson. That was a lot better the second time round. But then when I called Crowley when I was in Laos, and I was like, when I get back in a month, let's jump into it, like, because I feel like I need to track everything to get me to like the next level. Like there's something holding us back here. So, but yeah, the hardest time in business was at like 3 to 4 guys, the 9 o'clock finishes. If I didn't do that 6 month, if I had to pull out of that 6 month backpacking trip, I reckon I would have closed the business.
Shut down.
Yeah.
If I may take anything out of that, third time's a charm. So book another 6 months and see how it goes. Yeah. Throw yourself in the deep end. Hoops, hardest time in business and why?
I took the foot off the pedal for a good 6 months. It's just really cruised. I'd probably had, what did I have there? Probably 5, like admin and 4 boys, I reckon. And my partner was in Sydney for a lot of the time as well, so I just cruise over there, and I really didn't do much for that period of time in terms of growth, like just maintained everything. And then I was still a billable, and that pretty much ate into the profits of the business for that period of time. But I wasn't too fussed about that. It was the next probably 3 months of being like, right, I've got to pull my finger out. But I'd, like all the things we've spoken about already, having like touch points with buildings or builders, whatever it is, I'd sort of lost a bit of that. So I had to really double down on a lot of BD stuff. I probably lost a bit of touch with the boys as well. Something, if I had my time again, I wouldn't have done, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Tough but worth it. I like it. All right. Is anyone using any AI automation within their businesses?
A little bit,
but not heaps. So like when we did do a few commercial tenders, I just got them to like literally brief it and scan over it, and like it would come up with suggestions of like add this and make a little index for this and just to set it out a bit better. But I always like sort of pull it apart. And then I think with everything, like I seen the other day, I was talking to an electrician, there's like suggested replies now in email that's AI automated. If I sent that to a builder, he already knows I don't speak like that. So like I've known them long enough now that I speak to them. It's not even that professional in email. I just speak to them how I speak to them normally, and they appreciate it and they do the same.
Get it, mate.
Yeah.
Looks good, Shags.
But I feel like they know I've wrote it, so there's like personal touch there. Whereas if it's too professional, it can be like, especially with people that are like managing, they deal with that shit all the time. So it's probably a little bit of breath of fresh air not to get some AI response that's auto-generated, you know.
Polished.
Yeah.
Hoops or Josey, using any?
I use it a lot with the real estate stuff, particularly reporting if we've got to do like the safety inspections and things like that. We have a report, drop it into a bot, spits out the invoice or the whatever we put on the invoice. So the girls don't have to read the report and decipher what's going on.
Yeah, nice.
Just punches it all out.
Yeah, nice. Josey?
We're actually balls deep in building an AI agent at the moment. Like for the last month, I've been with this integrator, feeding it all of air. He's linked the API into the back of our Simpro.
Are you inspired by Tommy Ryan?
Nah, I actually wasn't. Pardon? Yeah, I've seen his robot though, but this just kind of came about when I put up this thing for an estimator.
Yeah.
One of the builders that we work for, he's like, hey, I'm looking at developing this software. You should speak to this guy. And I was actually on the cab here on the way, like testing it and playing with it and shit like that. But I won't give too much away because it's not like in full operation yet. But like, it's pretty fucking cool. Like, could save us a significant amount of time.
Yeah. I'll see you on the beach in no time, hey?
Yeah. So it's pretty exciting. And yeah, like I was probably initially like a little bit like like apprehensive about using it, but fuck it, if they're going to take over, you may as well make the most of it while they can, huh? I mean, yeah.
Have a fair few of the boys have uploaded it to like the rules book, chat GPT, and then they just like ask it questions, which is like super handy.
Yeah,
I think definitely be used as a tool, but probably shouldn't fully replace a job, maybe.
Yeah.
I did trial for my business. You know, the AI, like you can call and book in a time and all that. And I spoke to her like 3 times and it couldn't even, I don't know if it's an Aussie accent or couldn't even get my address right. And I was like, screw this, and just hung up. So if you're a client trying to book a job in, you're going to lose work using that at the moment at this stage anyway. But yeah, it'll get there.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Josey, how do you separate the needs of the business from your personal needs?
Really poorly.
Yeah.
Something that I've been working on for a while, getting definitely better at, but yeah, for years, like it was like what we spoke about today, like the separation of the identity of the business to you as a human, like a human being.
Yeah, do you feel really close?
It's the same. It's my fucking surname too. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't help. But yeah, it was like
Just change your last name, mate.
It's probably easier. Yeah.
The business have your name.
Yeah. Hey kids, you're now Jones. But yeah, so that was actually my question. I was hoping these boys could give me some advice.
Hoops, how do you separate the needs of your business from your personal needs?
Pretty well. As
Yeah.
soon as it gets to 3-4 o'clock, I'm good luck getting hold of me.
Yeah.
I've probably been like that the whole way through, so I haven't developed any of those bad habits like after hours and things like that. I think much the same as Hib, time is currency to me, so I'd rather be rich in time than money most of it. So yeah.
Sweet.
And our boys do 4 days a week too. So
Oh, do they?
yep.
Right.
410s.
Yep. 410s, don't do Fridays. So I don't
So
even
every Friday's off for everyone?
Yep. Except the girls, they do Fridays,
Yeah.
but they like it to catch up and they
Yeah.
don't have anyone ringing them and annoying them.
Right. And then, so do you have Friday off then too?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, sweet.
Unless I have to help out with some admin quoting or something like that, but try not to.
How have you found the team responding to that?
Yeah, good. They love it. Yeah. Particularly the new guys, like the 10s aren't great. Like they'll get to the end of the Thursday and they'll be cooked, and then they get to Monday and they like feel like I've had a holiday. So
Except if they sent it on Friday,
Yeah,
Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday.
maybe a few slow Monday.
Do you have any apprentices?
Yeah.
How do you work that with the trade school and stuff?
Just cop it. Just cop 3 days a week from the apprentice.
And you just pay them 30 hours?
No, they've got to pay him for the time.
So yeah.
But I'd rather pay their $20 an hour or 30 up to 30, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, than have to work Fridays.
Do you find? Do you find that has that impacted any of your clients or any of your work or anything like that?
Nah, early days we used to tell them we have maintenance contracts on Fridays and like just bullshit.
Yeah.
And now they're pretty understanding and know that they only ask for work on Fridays when it's desperate or it has to happen. But we've got subbies as well. So
you can just bring a subby in on
yeah,
Friday to
and the
navigate
subbies,
that.
they'll work whenever.
Yeah.
So it's pretty good
Yeah, that's good. I like it. Glad it's working for you. How long have you been doing that for?
since the get-go.
Yeah,
Yep.
sweet. Hib, how do you separate the needs of the business from your?
No,
personal
I'm
needs?
pretty poor on it too. I'm not like Josey. It just like clashes into one. Yeah, definitely. I reckon when I went traveling and that, and you listen to a lot of like real successful people, when they start to get on the era like freedom and they've got all this time, they realize they tied a lot of their identity into that. So then all of a sudden you're like in this sort of like mental sort of game of like who am I? Like, what's my purpose?
A bit of an existential crisis.
Yeah. And you're like, this is a good situation to be in. Like, not most people wouldn't make it to this point. But, you know, I've still got to now figure out like what I do outside of work.
Navigate that.
Navigate that. Yeah. Yeah. So definitely something that I'm working on a lot this year.
So I know that you're in a bit of a transition period at the moment with a bit more time.
A bit more time. Yeah. So I've got to definitely like make
so you're
a habit
living
of
it sort of
living it
currently.
now. Yeah. And then it's sort of definitely felt it when I went backpacking for 6 months and 2-3 months and that, because those extended times, it's not just like a holiday, you sort of like, obviously. So that definitely starts to hit you a little bit when I was doing that. But like this year definitely has been a lot that way, because I need to sometimes, I got to make myself leave the office early because I'll just make myself find something to do.
Yeah, you'll just find.
Yeah, there was always something to do. But
There's
that
always
doesn't-
shit to
yeah,
do.
it's
Yeah.
just like, you don't have to be there. You're just ingrained to like this 8 hours a day. I need to be here just in case something's wrong, and you just sort of
It won't
just
run off.
yeah. You got to just try and have that shift in mentality, and yeah, definitely been working a lot on that sort of this year.
What do you reckon? What have you found that works currently for you now, or like anything that you've changed to sort of separate yourself a bit?
I I think I just started booking in some more fishing days and stuff, like, because that is what I am outside of the business. Like, I don't really play footy anymore because I've done, like, I had a knee reco and that. So for me, it'd either be like footy club or something that, like, you know, fishing, diving, like something that I'm really passionate about, like a hobby outside of that. You know, it might just be like going, sometimes I knock off work, go for a run, you know, good luck, I might already go in the gym, but it's like, oh, I've got an early minute today, I might go for a run too. Just like, I like exercise and that. So I was like, just doing stuff like that makes you feel good for yourself, I think, to really like reinforce that identity of yourself outside of work. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. I like that. Righto. So, hoops. What is your best GP improvement lever to pull?
Gee, what's that mean?
Gross profit.
Oh,
It's just really high, but you don't know how. Yeah.
at the minute, I'm trying to get these bigger clients in on retainers. So that's something I'm in the middle of, and it seems to be working. Other than that, real estate.
Yep. Through just the consistency of it all.
And you can just push it. Once you've got enough in there, just do the ring around and you'll get work orders coming out your ears.
Yeah, so because you've got the relationships there, you can just be like, hey, what else you got?
Yeah.
And the next minute, there's 150 jobs in your inbox.
Yeah, and then you wish you didn't do it.
Yeah, sweet. That's good. Boys, we're working Friday. Yeah, right. So that's a nice one. Hib, you got any thoughts or suggestions on pulling a lever?
Move more material for sure. Like
Yeah.
me and Crow sit in my spreadsheet and just be like, because we still do everything. It's like a small electrical job that hits 20% compared to moving one PowerPoint or a junction box compared to moving $20,000 worth of material on a job in 2 days or something with battery solar panels or like ducted systems or things like that. If you're moving a large lot of material, your profit per hour shoots through the roof.
I think that's really important to note because I'll reference Crowy on this one because he did his apprenticeship with an aircon company and used a whole roll of solder to solder one pipe one time that he's still really proud of. I still laugh at that story every time we talk about it. That because that aircon company was shifting, I'm just going to make up some numbers here, but they were shifting, $500,000 to $1 million a year just in air conditioning equipment alone, that even if you're only doing it at 20%, it's fucking huge in the overall scheme of things because you're moving so much more material in the scheme of things. So I think that's one thing I think people forget a little bit and, oh, hey, I've got you. I was chatting to Heath before and Jaden around it a little bit around the sort of worst client in a way, or clients that you don't want to work for sort of thing. It's like, hey, I've got all the gear from Bunnings and all that sort of stuff. And we see it in the spreadsheet all the time, as you can see if it's just a labour-only job because labour costs are high. And then labour costs with superannuation, with your cost of operation for a business, like the profits can be quite slim sometimes just because that's the way it's happening or the type of work that you're doing, is that all you got to do to push that a little bit higher is just add a few bits and pieces of material into it and bang, away you go. Do you encourage your team and have processes in place with the residential work that you're doing, the service and maintenance, to investigate further on jobs, do health checks on jobs, or try to find more things on site?
Yeah, so they basically do like an electrical inspection when on site. They just offer to the clients for free. All the real estate jobs get it, and they get a full like PDF report of the
Mandatory
switchboard and all that. So the real estates love it. It just comes attached to the invoice. But then we just implement that into like every job. Basically, our tradies can do it. It takes them like 10 minutes, and then it'll just literally, even if they're introverted tradie, they can still do it. And then we can attach it, and then they'll just see in red, like, oh, what's wrong with my switchboard? So then we have like some introverted tradies that aren't really gun on the tools, but not comfortable with communicating with the client about extra works. So they'll still call up and inquire, and I'll send them a quote, and brings in a fair bit of work. We've just got a price book built around it, so the girls can predominantly build it out. If it's like PowerPoints, lights, if it's switchboard stuff, then I or Sam might have a quick run over it. Yeah.
No, nice. Josey, any
On how to improve your gross profit?
improve any levers that you can pull to improve your GP?
Yeah, I think definitely selling more materials is the same as Hib, great, but getting multiple pricing on your materials. Like we had a big job the other day where we saved heaps of money on some switchboards just from sending an invoice. Sending an
Supply
email.
quote to multiple
Yeah,
suppliers.
yeah.
Particularly in the project space that you work in, so you've
100%.
already you've done the legwork
Yeah,
from the get-go, so you know what you're after,
Yeah.
or alternatives, obviously.
yeah, VM options and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like they're the best because you save the client money. Your margin is often higher, but you save them money, so everyone wins. Like no one really cares. Obviously, like labor efficiencies as well, because like what Crowy and you guys always say, like you quote a job one way, but it's how you deliver it as well. So if there's, if you're doing a mains pool, you probably don't need 5 A grades there pulling mains. Like you need a couple of blokes running the show and then some guys getting into it. You know what I mean? So just kind of being smart about the way you handle your labor, because for us, that's our biggest expense. Cost, and the hardest thing to make money from. So yeah, trying to manage that really well, like the productivity, and yeah, just making sure your pricing's good. Like, not taking it too far, but if you do like close your week and you do see things that are consistently like red or not where they need to be, just having that open conversation, be like, look, we're now tracking all of our jobs, and these ones are consistently not making any money. Like, we love you, we love working for you, but it's got to be a mutually like beneficial relationship. Like, I love you, I'll hang out with you, but I'm not going to lose money. Like, so I think a few of those little tweaks helps us make it better.
Yeah, nice. I like that. That's good. Before we wrap up, I'll throw it out to the floor one last time. Has anyone got any questions? And don't leave me hanging here, because this will be yes, Heath.
Is that what you're laughing at?
Yeah, we
Different shoes.
Same kicks and
yeah.
everything.
Fashionistas.
cut.
But so who dressed who out of you two? That was good. Anyone else? Anyone got anything before we wrap up? No, just one. Anyone got one at all? Nothing. We're done. Sweet. All right. Beauty. Thanks, boys. Thanks, Hib. Thanks,
you.
Jess. Thanks, Hoops. Appreciate it.
Here's lads.
That's a wrap on another podcast. Whatever you're doing, don't be too busy to stop and check if you're making money. And above all else, you know the rules. Be kind. See you soon.